We started at Estrelita, very last street on the island, and we are heading down and looking at all these flags. So we droned this earlier, and it's just really hard to see the flags. So, you know, I knew I was going to exercise today anyway, so I thought I'd throw this on my bike and we come down and show the flags with the with our Osmo 3, our little Osmo 3 camera that we use for YouTube. So here's a complex right here, Mariners Boathouse. I'm wondering what's going on with that. You know, it doesn't look like anybody's working on it. I've been watching it. I haven't seen anybody inside those fences in a while. And if anybody knows what's going on with that, I'd really like to know. So you could just throw it in the comments, and I'll grab it, and I would appreciate that. So Ed said there's 15,000 flags out. I think that he's probably, I never really counted them, but we did the whole island with the drone. We're going to mix that and this footage together. But pretty cool seeing the community come together this way and on relatively short notice, and to see everybody cooperating in this way. It's very cool, because you know there's a lot of people that are both happy about these big new developments, and there's a lot of people that aren't happy about them, and that could be very divisive for us. So at any rate, listening to Torkelson talking about 6 weeks ago, I guess, he was talking about the island and his perception of the island, and he seems to know stuff. You know, people like him, you know, Tom Peters would say, if you don't measure what's going on, you're just guessing. If you're just guessing, you're already out of business. So, you know, a big portion of what we do at what our company is keeping track of stuff, so that we know what we're spending and what we're making and so on and so forth, and so we can make corrections when things are not going well. So I would think a business like Torkelson's business, here you go, my ADD heading the wrong way. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to stay on the flags. So I was heading into Santini Plaza, which there's quite a few businesses open in Santini Plaza at this point, and there's quite a few more that are being worked on. I would say that Badass Coffee is going to be open here shortly. They're hiring. But this whole end down here is all pretty much full. You know, they've got the Surf Style, the liquor store, which is owned by Surf Style. Ace Hardware is open. There's the storage place is open, and I heard they have space in there for stuff to be rented. And then there's the ice cream shop. I think it's called Sweet Licks. And then you've got there's several stores that are open. They're souvenir stores, kind of high-end souvenir stores and just ordinary souvenir stores. So if you look down through here, the Wyndham, they got the buildings on the ground. They're hauling out the debris. That's a really, really, really big project. And we actually bid that out, even though we didn't get the job. And the way the buildings were constructed, we knew it was going to be a real bear to tear down. So it's looking really good. So here we are with all these flags. So the Wyndham, at the current pace that they're at right now, I'd say it's probably going to be another maybe 6 weeks if they keep at the same pace, and they'll be done. They look like they're done farther than they really are, unless they're leaving all the concrete, all the foundations. If they're leaving all the foundations, they'll be done, you know, maybe in 2 weeks. But they still got to dig all the foundations out. and that's going to take some time. They got to pull the pool out of the ground. That's going to take some time. So it's further along than it was. It's less of an eyesore than it was. So back to Torkelson. Torkelson basically says that we are ahead of the curve in what we've gotten done since Hurricane Ian. Now, Hurricane Ian, you're going to see, we are going to be, I don't want to say celebrating, but we will be experiencing the 3-year anniversary of that come in September. So this is what, middle of June. That's not too far off. We've had a lot of things happen in a short 3 years. But the amount of houses that have been fixed up, the amount of buildings that have been fixed up, the amount of condos that are back open, it actually is pretty significant. There's still quite a bit of work going on. It's going to be going on for a long, long time. More and more developments are getting approved. So once that stuff gets underway, the good thing for us is it's going to stimulate the economy, because just one of these developments is going to create a huge number of jobs and a huge demand on the contractors and things that need to be done. You know, and then there's going to be 10 or 15 of these things running all at the same time. So it's a good time for us as far as employment goes. You know, we're going past this is the old Outrigger property, and I think this was called Captain D's over here, this restaurant. They were both owned by the same family. Same family that owned these actually owned the cottage as well. And Mary, I heard that they're working on a design for this, and they're probably kicking back a minute to see what's going to get approved, to see what they can do, because they paid a lot of money for this property. You know, when you pay a lot of money for property, you gotta put a pretty big piece of real estate on top of it, or business, to make it make sense. Which, you know, the neighborhood really doesn't care about that. But it's the law of, you know, business. If you're gonna have a business, it's gotta make a profit, you know. So Fort Myers Beach is going to go from this sleepy Key West-ish fishing town vibe to, I don't know, just a bunch of new construction that's elevated. I noticed that everybody's using all these tropical colors. It looks kind of Key West-ish still, kind of Key West-ish style houses. But it's a different ball game. It's completely different ball game. So if you notice, look at how many flags there are. It's unbelievable. You know, I don't know how Ed came up with 15,000. He probably people saying I bought 1,000, he probably just guesstimated, but it's a lot. It's a lot. When you get down to Bowditch from here, I bet there's over 1,000 just in that cul-de-sac by the Bowditch, and I bet there's 2,000 in the roundabout area downtown by Margaritaville. So, real estate market, not a lot of activity. That's not good news, that's bad news. The thing I like to say to everybody about that is, you know, when you own something on a barrier island like this, you've got gold and you've got platinum. You know, and gold and platinum dips just for a minute and it's right back up. And that's what you're going to see. The laws of supply and demand come into play. And if you're going to go to Florida and you got the money to build something really nice, you know, going into an area that's going to be all brand new in the next 5 years, it's pretty appealing. The hurricanes suck, but when you build these houses, the elevated houses, it sucks a whole lot less. Let's put it that way. it sucks, but it doesn't impact you like my house, which got 6 foot of water in it. So, so at any rate, that's that thought. So we have I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, I know some of you may or may not care for Ed. I like him. I like him because of what he's doing. I know his heart. I know that he, from a journalistic standpoint, he wants to, if he's a good journalist, he's going to stir some stuff up just to keep things interesting and that. But I don't know if you guys know his history or not, but he basically, he's been an editor forever. But the fact that the fact that they came in here and they sunk their teeth into our island and are covering it the way that they are, it really is a blessing. Because let's face it, if they weren't doing that, I mean, there's so much going on. You know how hard it would be to know what's going on? And it's interesting. Of course, we have Ed's opinion in most of it, which is fine. I think he still gives us, you know, both sides of the story. He just has his opinion, which, you know, we all have our opinions. So, but those guys, man, I'll tell you what, if you guys are not supporting them, I know they have a what do you call it? Like a subscription that you can do, and that's what I did. I went ahead and did that, and I want to support them ongoing. Kind of like buying a newspaper, more or less, but the amount of time that it takes and the amount of time it's going to take here in the future it's just going to be more and more and more and more and more, because each one of these developments has a process to go through with the city, and these meetings get longer and longer and longer, and we have more and more people giving input and so on and so forth. It's just a lot, and I think he's doing a great job. I think that he deserves to make decent money doing it, and I'm not saying he's going broke, and I'm not saying he needs any more money, but you know, where value's given, you should be paid for it. So if you guys haven't joined his subscription, or you're not donating to them guys, it'd probably be good. Yeah, that's my opinion. So I think it is. So for us, my name's Dave Lockwood. We own Remove It Pros. My son and I and one of our good friends been doing this. We actually started Remove It Pros on the beach here in 2014, living up there in Nancy's house on Cottage Street, which is gone now. So anyway, we live here on the island. We care about what's going on the island. We have done a tremendous amount of demo on the island, and we started out really focused on condos, doing the interiors of condos and houses and stuff like that, selective demolition. And we were doing that until Ian hit. When Ian hit, we had been talking about going into machine-driven demo, which is basically using excavators and stuff. And I come from a heavy repair background in the Air Force, where we put in runways and we moved hangars. We take a hangar down and move it down the runway and put it back up. Poured runways, built all kinds of giant stuff, built some parks, stuff like that when I was in the military. I was stationed out in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was a civil engineer in the Air Force. So that's my background. So So now we do everything from junk removal, tile removal, concrete cutting. We do selective demolition. If you look at our Google reviews, if you're thinking about using a demo company, look at our Google reviews. You'll see what kind of service you're going to get from us. Our competitors have 20 to 30 Google reviews. You know, I think one of them has 50 Google reviews, and we have I think 1,150. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is we treat demo, we treat it as a business, and we're careful. We understand as a contractor or a homeowner, you don't want people going too far, and you don't want to messing up your neighbor's lawn, and you don't want them to run over the bushes and all the crazy stuff that happens when you're dealing with basic labor. So we'd love to have your business. It's 239-333-7678, 239-333-7678, www.removeitpros.com, and that's my commercial. So we're doing 2 channels now. Actually, we're doing 3. We're running all our shorts to 1 channel, which is Pure Entrepreneur, Remove It Pros Pure Entrepreneur. And then we're running our main channel, which is our demolition channel, which is promoting our demolition company. And then running this Fort Myers Beach content on our main channel was affecting our ability to reach people in the whole world. So now we've started a new channel for just Fort Myers Beach. And we're working on that. We're gonna keep doing more and more and more and more with that. So, so anyway, that's that. That's the story. That's our story. So Ed and his flags, we're continuing down. We're passing the old Beach Baptist, which I noticed has been split. The lot's been split in half. I know they were trying to trade half the lot to get somebody to build them a building, or to include their building, or include their church inside of the building that they are building. Saw Randy Hutto the other day. I was asking him about it. He doesn't know anything about it. I guess he said that Sean's living in Punta Gorda. So I heard he was living somewhere else from someone else, but Randy and him are like good buddies, so he probably knows the truth. So, so that's pretty much that. So look at the amount of flags that they were able to get put up. And this is Flag Day. I asked Ed what inspired him to do this, and I guess he didn't feel like typing it back to me. But these 2 buildings right here, on the right, they are the same guys that own the Beach Theater have just sold these. And these guys that did this green one, they're doing those too. So they should be pretty amazing when they're done. The green one turned out really good. So, hi there. Hi. So that's it. We're trying to run some fatness off of me. So I don't know if any of you guys have paid any attention to me at all, but I weighed about 310 when I started doing all this stuff on YouTube. And I started getting arthritis. And I went to the doctor, and he's like, look, you got metabolic syndrome. I'm like, what? You have metabolic syndrome. What is that? He said, your chemicals in your belly are all screwed up, so you're just going to keep gaining weight. And he said, you need to do this, and this. And there's this new drug out called tirzepatide. He said, if I put you on this, he said, you won't be hungry all the time. He said, he'll block out your hunger. He said, so if you don't get any of the side effects, which is nausea and diarrhea, if you don't get those, and I didn't, and you start working out, he said, this will work out great for you. Now, if you don't start working out, he says, it eats your muscles. So you gotta counterbalance that. Otherwise, you're gonna wither up and look funny. Well, that's me saying that part. So at any rate, they put me on a Mediterranean diet, and he was pretty sure of himself, and did what he said. And I've been down to 249. I'm at 265 right now, but I'm a lot more muscular than I was. So I've been working out. I hired a trainer to help me, to get me to actually show up to the gym. And I don't know, it's just freaking amazing. Simply, unbelievably amazing. It's changed my whole life. I mean, I'm doing push-ups now. I had arthritis so bad where my foot was hurting every time I walked. My arm was hurting. My neck was hurting. Not my arm, but my hand. Really bad. I mean, annoying. Where I couldn't sleep. Couldn't get around. Didn't want to do anything. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to everybody, but the arthritis is gone. It is completely gone. And my BMI, or my body, how much muscle I got versus fat, has changed significantly. So I'm not saying that to brag, just saying that I'm excited about it, because I was turning into a really old man really quick. I mean, there was this article I read to try to figure out how to get off the floor without looking like a retard back 3 years ago. And I mean, it was like a 16-point stand for me to do that. And now I can do push-ups, you know? Hey there. Hi. So those guys ride around, put their dog in a remote control car, like a Barbie doll car that you would put a kid in. And they have a little Instagram page for him. So we're getting into the downtown area here. This place coming up right here on the right is the same guy that owns the Whale down there. He owns this up here. And they're actually going to bring tiki hut style bar all the way out here to the edge of the road. So they got lots of people here today. Pretty busy thing. Yeah, there's Mike Miller right now. So poor Mike bought the Whale 2 months before, or 3 months before the hurricane hit. So it's pretty cool what he's doing. I don't know if you guys have seen that video, but he's done an amazing job with that place. It's truly impressive. The views are incredible. Even when they get buildings built across the street, I think you're still going to have just crazy views. He's always going to have the street views. You know, it's kind of like going to the airport when you come down here to Fort Myers Beach. You like people watching. So look at all these flags here. Look at all the flags at the I think it's the EBIC. And I understand that they came in with a new program, and that the consensus was that it was going to get approved. It's the Estero Beach and Country Club is what it was. Not sure what's going on with the hardware store. Hopefully he's in for permit. I know that they're getting a lot of pressure to get these non-permanent structures off the island from FEMA. I'm not sure how that's going. There's some of our tourists. So I think it's really cool that everybody got together and participated in this, in these flags. One of the contractors, it's Clyde something or other, we'll see his trucks up here in a minute. He used 2 of his lifts and put flags on them. Hey there. And he's got 2 gigantic flags that are flying. So this is the whale right here on the right, if you're not familiar with it. And there are some flags down through here, but a lot of concrete here. It's hard to get the flags in the ground. So that's what the whale looks like right now. I would think they'll be done with it by, he's thinking September is what he said. I'm hoping they can get done that quick. Seems like everything takes forever in Florida. Everything takes so much longer. It's a much more complicated construction down here than where I come from. All right, so we're going around the corner here. This is the roundabout, which is mostly done, not completely done. The lights are not in it. They still got a lot of it blocked off. I'm not sure what the mindset is on that, because it sure would be nice to be able to turn around here. If you come this way, you pretty much get stuck going over the bridge. And I guess technically you could go down this, I think it's this first street right here. So anyway, there's that flag. At Clyde Johnson, he's got emergency response trucks. So you see this flag has kind of gotten tangled up a little bit, but that's pretty cool. He did this twice. He's got one here, and he's got one down on one of the projects he's working on. There's no flags on that side, so I was coming over here. Again, we came down through here with the drone, and the flags are so small when you're when you're really far up in the air that I thought we'd redo it again with the on the street like I'm doing right now. So we're heading down to Bowditch right now. So let's see if any of these buildings are still empty. I know there's one, this green one. We missed out on a lady called us to do that demo, and I guess she went on vacation, and there are other people in their board chose and awarded the contract to someone else. So we kind of lost out on that one. Anyway, these are all full. Just looking at the beach side. Let's see. Yeah, green building's still here. Just trying to see what's not being worked on, what's not finished. So this right here, that building is mostly finished. The Best Western is open. And they represented with their flags. Look at that, looks great. Got some flags on the right side here too. This is residential stuff, not commercial stuff. And like I said, Clyde's got another truck down here with a lift. These flags are just ginormous. I don't know where he got them from. But if he just bought them, they're expensive as I'll get out, because they're really big. Might be like 20 by 10 or 30 by 20. I don't know. They're pretty big. So that building right there, that one's not occupied. The Dolphin here, it doesn't look like it's occupied yet, but they've been working on this like crazy, so they should be working on it soon, or occupying it soon. This Hotel Casa Playa, it's pretty much looks like it's done. And you see there's lots of flags on both sides here. We're seeing more and more of these scooters. So that's the green building I was talking about. We kind of missed out on, bummer. So this right here, they're gonna build these cottages back one by one inside of there. So they allowed the one, which means they're gonna allow the other ones. They're just gonna have to be elevated like that one is. I can't believe this orange one survived. We used to stay, I don't know if it's that one or another one, but when my family came down here 30 years ago, a sister-in-law's parents owned one of those, and we used to stay in it. There would be there'd be like 10 of us staying in one house. All right, so the beach club here doesn't look like it's being worked on either. Or if it is, it's not working on it much. I mean, this is Saturday. It's about 5 o'clock, or I don't know, 3 o'clock. So over here are all the flags that the Pink Shell put out. So, you know, Ed's estimate of 15,000, I don't think he's too far off. Because, I mean, there's a lot of flags. A lot of flags. All right, so Bowditch. Let's talk about Bowditch for a minute. Hey, make a phone call to Lee County. Say, hey, when do we get our park back? They're not working on it. It's we droned it a couple weeks ago. It doesn't look really bad. They didn't tear it down, so it doesn't need to be torn down. So we just got to put it back together. And maybe if some of us called Lee County and kind of poke them a little bit. Here you go, another one of those gigantic flags. So that's like 10 by 30, it looks like. And then check this out. Is that something? Look at all the flags just right through here. So again, Bowditch, call Lee County, say, hey, please, we'd love to have our park back. What's it gonna take? Please help us out. We want our park back. Not just this one either. We need Newton Park and Crescent Park. Now Crescent, they fixed Crescent. I mean, it doesn't have any facilities built on it yet, but they did fix it to the point where it can be used. Newton Park, they got some temporary bathrooms there. That's the other thing this island needs that we don't have, is we need more bathrooms. Lots of older people out here, man, we need bathrooms. Otherwise you have people using the bathroom places where they shouldn't. And old people need bathrooms. Bathrooms. You know, and with the new technology, they can hook them up with a satellite, and they can have them automatically lock at dusk. You know, keep the homeless people out if that's what you're concerned about. And then they got all these rangers running around. They could just run through and make sure that all of them actually locked up at, you know, 8 o'clock or whatever time it makes sense. So that's my 2 cents. I'm not politically motivated here at all. We would like your demo business if possible, your junk removal business, building demolition business. We would love to have that. So pretty much that's it, man. I'm just did a little favor here for Ed. He asked us to film this, so we said, hey, sure, we'll film it. So just got back from a YouTube conference up in Dallas, and we filmed this when we got back with the drone, and it didn't really look that impressive, so I thought I'd do it again on my bike. So it's Remove It Pros Demolition. This is our Fort Myers Beach, my Fort Myers Beach channel. What this channel is going to become, it'll take a little bit of time to get the viewership on it. We're counting on when there's, I hate to say it, when there's hurricanes en route or whatever, I don't see us getting hit again. I think the odds are greatly in our favor, but I think that's when I'll get the viewership up in this for this channel. And we are, we'll cover them just like we normally do. I just can't put them on my demo channel. It's making the viewers that want to see demolition all over the world is not the same viewer that wants to know what's going on with Fort Myers Beach. So it kind of messes up the AI. The AI decides who gets to see your content. So at any rate, that's something that we learned through the School of Hard Knocks. So this channel will end up being, we're going to interview people. We're going to talk to people about restaurants and different things to do, what's new, what's coming in, where should you go now, what's coming up, all those kind of things. So if you want to advertise on this channel, get a hold of me and we'll work something out. We could feature your business. And it won't cost a lot. So, all right, that's it. It's Dave Lockwood, Remove It Pros Demolition. This is our My Fort Myers Beach channel. And we'll see you on the next video.